Hello everybody, Mark, aka The Nerdy Punk, back again today for a new video. Hope you guys are doing well. It's been a little while since I've been on here, but I'm excited today to talk about a pretty good movie that just came out in the theaters here in the United States, and that is The Substance. I was able to check this one out over the weekend. I carved out a little time on Friday night and was able to head out to the theater. I really haven't been in the theater in a while, and we're kind of in a dead zone a little bit when it comes to movies, and I think this year even more so because of last year's strike. The late summer, early fall hasn't exactly been amazing, but I think it's been quality over quantity for sure. There's been a couple movies recently that I've really liked. Alien Romulus is one of those. That was the most recent video I did, actually, reviewing that one. And of course, today's video, The Substance. Really loved this film. Like I said, able to see it over the weekend. I believe it was opening night in the United States, Friday, September 21st. It was directed by Coralie Fargois. I'm hoping I'm saying that right. She is a French director, and I wasn't super familiar with her work prior to seeing this one, but I am super impressed, and I can't wait to check out her first feature, which was called Revenge. I'm excited to watch that one. I'll have to hunt it down and give that one a watch, because I've heard really good things about that as well. The Substance basically follows Demi Moore, her character, who's Elizabeth Sparkle. And Elizabeth Sparkle is a aging superstar in Hollywood, and she is basically being forced out of her job and out of her celebrity by her manager, played by Dennis Quaid. And so she has this opportunity to explore a substance, which is literally what it's called, the substance, which allows her to create a younger, more attractive version of herself. So, and then the story gets really wild from there. Won't go into spoiler territory at all here. I loved this film. I loved it so much, and the more it's had time to sit with me, it's been a few days, I still really love the film, and I've been thinking about it nonstop. This one won Best Screenplay at Cannes over the summer, and it's incredibly well-deserved, and that's when it kind of hit my radar. And basically everybody I respect when it comes to movies and reviews is loving this thing and heaping praise on it. I think it had a 90% on Rotten Tomatoes when I saw it. I don't know what it's at right now, but very, very impressive when it comes to the statistics around the reviews for this one, and they are well-deserved. After seeing the film, I gotta 100% agree with the critics. This was a phenomenal piece of body horror. So I'll start there. The body horror is absolutely incredible. If you like David Cronenberg movies, if you like John Carpenter movies, I really feel like you're gonna really enjoy this one. It feels straight out of the back of the video store from the 1980s at aspects of this film, but then it also kind of weaves in some really good social commentary when it comes to aging, right, and our experience with aging as humans, as well as how Hollywood especially treats aging and beauty standards and some of these things that are so unattainable. And I think it really just eviscerates that super well. I was really impressed with the storytelling and the screenplay. It's definitely a well-deserved screenplay win. The practical effects look so good. I'm not 100% sure, what kind of ratio of practical versus digital, if they used any digital effects. I think this is mostly practical effects, things like makeup and stuff like that. So, and I think they knocked it out of the park with that. Some of the creature kind of moments in the film are so good and so incredible. The gore is incredible. It gets over the top at points, and I really loved it. I loved the direction that they took this in. And I think just the body horror elements in general were really well achieved. The performances, also fantastic. Demi Moore, I haven't really seen a whole lot of her movies, but this is by far my favorite performance of hers. She just knocked it out of the park with this. Margaret Qualley, who plays the younger version of Demi Moore's character, she was also amazing. She is basically the embodiment of the male gaze in this movie. She's hyper-sexualized, and, that's not bad to look at, for sure. She is a very attractive person, but I think she really drove home kind of that element of the performance really well, and I was very impressed with that. I've been impressed with her in everything I've seen her in. And really kind of the shock for me in this movie was Dennis Quaid. I really enjoyed Dennis Quaid's performance. I find it hilarious that he made that kind of boomer porn Ronald Reagan movie, that shitty Reagan movie that just got released. And then like right after that is The Substance, this like wild body horror feminist movie. And I just find it hilarious and wonderful that Dennis Quaid was in this thing, because I think he does a really good job, and I find it humorous that he is playing the character that he is. He's very much a caricature of like male abuse of power in this industry. So I think he nailed it, and he was a perfect choice. The actual substance behind the substance, if you will, is awesome. It does a really good job at commentating on society, and just really holds no punches here. It really does a great job at kind of not being subtle at all. Nothing about this film is subtle, but it's not like, I don't know, it's not blatantly over the top obvious. It's definitely, you know, the point it's trying to make, and it's being very bold in the way it's trying to make it. But that's not the sole focus of the film. Like, I can enjoy this film as a commentary piece, but I can also enjoy this film as just a schlocky, fun B-movie. And I love the way that it pulls both of those off incredibly well. The third act gets very bonkers, and I adored it. There was only a couple people in the theater besides me, and one of them actually walked out. So you can kind of imagine there's going to be some polarization here. I don't really think my market is necessarily geared towards these types of films, unfortunately. So that may be kind of part of the problem. But to me, I could actually enjoy this as just a straight up B-movie horror and a body horror film. So I think they executed the third act very well. Every single time you think this movie can't raise at another level, it does. In intensity, in bizarreness. I just adored the third act. I wish I would have seen it in a crowd, because I think it would be incredible to watch this in a crowd. The concept behind the film, I thought, was just really, really well done. It allows it to comment on so many different things. It allows it to comment on, of course, aging and beauty standards, but also things like addiction. You see a lot of parallels to addiction here, and I thought that was really well done. The movie is gorgeous to look at. It looks incredible. The cinematography, the team there knocked it out of the park, and the sound design. The sound design on this thing is so visceral, like the squishes and the slurping sounds, and oh my gosh, it's so good. The team behind this, sound-wise, needs to get an Oscar. Like, if they don't get nominated, that's going to be a travesty. I know this film will not have a lot of Oscar love because the Oscars hate horror movies, but it is so well deserving. It's going to be a travesty. But I really, really want that sound team to get an award nomination at least, because it was so good and it's such an integral part of the film. It really would not be the same without the sound design. And just overall, the director of this movie, she is in control of this thing. She is definitely achieving something really great here. And you can feel how every scene has been crafted meticulously, and every shot looks so good. The way she builds energy and the pacing in this thing. Like, there are some moments in that third act where I was moved to tears. I know this sounds hyperbolic, but I was moved to tears, not because of the emotional, like, script or anything, although there was some of that, just not a ton. It was mostly just how incredibly well-crafted this thing was. I couldn't believe that I was watching something like this in a theater, and it checked all of the boxes to me. It reminded me why I love film so much, and it kind of hit me at the perfect time because I was kind of going through a lull in movie watching. I hadn't watched a movie in several weeks, and I really hadn't, like, been into movies in the past, like, month or so. I've just been super busy with stuff, in life, and movies kind of took a back seat for a while. And this thing just hit me, and it hit me so hard how much I love movies and how much I love movies like this. And this is just bold, it's creative, it's, you know, edge of your seat, heart-pounding stuff at times. It's not like intensely scary or anything. It's really definitely more in that comedy aspect of horror. But it is so good. I was just sitting in my seat like in awe of how incredible this thing was. And it is a perfect 5 out of 5 for me. That's my grade, that's my Letterboxd rating. I can't wait to watch this thing again. Honestly, if it was playing in a theater closer to my house, I probably would have watched it again already. And I've been super busy this weekend, but that's how good it was. I highly recommend The Substance. If you haven't checked it out yet, go to your theater immediately and check it out. Especially if you like I said, Cronenberg, if you like B-movie horror, I really think you'll love this. I think it's so, so good. And even if you don't love those genres, I would just love to see as many people as possible watch this with a crowd, because it's definitely deserving. I feel like everybody should watch this with a crowd, if at all possible. So yeah, that's going to kind of wrap up my thoughts on The Substance. Really enjoyed this film. Definitely my favorite horror of the year so far. I'm excited for more. Hopefully stay tuned for a little spooky season content as we get more into October. I'd like to do some kind of horror movie videos, reviews, stuff like that to kind of get us in the mood for October and the spooky season. It's one of my favorite times of the year. So stay tuned for some new videos. Hit that subscribe button if you're interested, and I will see you guys later. Bye.